It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away in Milwaukee, it'll be the Bucks going up against the Utah Jazz. Utah's been playing with a lot of focus. This is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And tonight, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's decide on a nickname once and for all. Big fella, you going with the alphabet or the Greek Freak?
Greek Freak is catchier, but as he gets better, he'll become a super freak, like my main man Joel from high school.
Yes.
He was a freak.
Yes. He may soon be calling him the perennial MVP.
I think Greek Freak has a better ring to it.
Yeah, I do too. But if you think, a lot of teams passed on this guy. I know what they're saying to themselves. You know what they're calling themselves? Dummies.
Oh.
That's a good one.
That was quick. And now we go to Kevin Harlan as they get ready for the opening tip.
Welcome, everyone. We're in Milwaukee, the home of the Bucks, where we'll be broadcasting today's action live. Well, what better way to spend a Monday night than with the 2K Sports team and the NBA? Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. Take a look at Utah. Well, following the game plan, that's pretty much been the story for what's been a nice push through this midway point of the season for them.
Well, they're a team no one wants to face right now. The level they maintain during this winning streak has really been incredible.
Yeah, they're tough to beat because they can be overwhelming. They adapt to change as well, and they play with passion.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, Kevin, we know how fortunate the Bucks are that they uncovered a top-5 player in Giannis Antetokounmpo. But this creates pressure on him to chase a title while he's in his prime. And with their coaching change and roster changes, every move is under heightened scrutiny. Kevin?
He wants to win in Milwaukee, D.A. Can they help him get there? Doris, tonight, a pair of winning streaks we put on the line. Both teams playing fantastic basketball. Something, though, Doris is going to give one way or the other.
Yeah, what you find with two high-caliber basketball teams, they've both been able to execute their offenses to a high degree. They've both been able to take advantage when they've been given opportunities in transition. To me, what's going to ultimately settle this game, which team does a better job of taking away the opponent's strength? If you can force a team to beat you doing something that they're uncomfortable doing, fair enough. But you have got to take away option number 1 and number 2. To me, it comes down to defense tonight, Kev.
Doris, you sound like a coach, and that's what they're saying in the locker room right now. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Utah, Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Mitchell and Ingles are out on the wings. And it's Rubio in at the 1.
How impressive is the catch-and-shoot game of Donovan Mitchell? I'll tell you, you better be there on the catch or he's going to make you look silly.
To the paint. Aldridge inside. He's covered by Favors. Lopez, no luck. The wide-open look here for Ingles. Offensive rebound.
You know that old expression, you can't teach size, but Gobert showing great effort as well. I love that he creates second chance opportunities.
Now here's Brogdon, and the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul.
Ref's calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Aldridge kicks to Antetokounmpo. And they double up Antetokounmpo. Back to Aldridge. Pass to Antetokounmpo. 5 to shoot.
I have great admiration for how hard Rudy Gobert plays on the defensive end. Even when he's not blocking shots, he's altering them with his presence.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
You love that they're making their presence felt on the defensive end. You can't afford to be careless with this team.
Milwaukee, no good that time either. Mitchell against Brogdon. Mitchell passes to Rubio. Back to Mitchell. Elbow shot. That one, no good. And Milwaukee will come the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
They drew a lot of fouls in that game, guys, and that was the one area that really stood out when you watched it.
When your key contributors sit the bench because of foul trouble, obviously that's a problem, and they got plenty of freebies from the charity stripe.
No good from outside. Bucks have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Here's Antetokounmpo, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
Rubio finds Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. Lobs it up for Favors, and then Favors with the dunk.
Favors flying high on alley-oops. My goodness, how about the ups on that guy?
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Antetokounmpo. He's coming off a 34-point game against Toronto.
And boy, did he have it going offensively. He lived at the line during that game as well, and that's where he got a lot of those points. And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his sole preoccupations.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. And some have even compared Giannis to Kobe Bryant for his single-minded dedication, Greg, to improvement.
Yeah, you know, something of an introvert. Not a guy you'll find out on the town or schmoozing with other stars. He's content to save outside pursuits for after his playing days are done.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
You know, we always talk about what a rare talent Giannis is, and it's true. Unrivaled athleticism and versatility. And Ricky Rubio might be one of the most unselfish players in the league. Not only for his passing and how much he enjoys piling up assists, but how he does a great job adjusting to what the team needs him to do and not worrying about his own game.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Rubio. And for Rubio, who has been in the eye of the media for so long, Greg, he's always been unselfish. We've always seen that in his style of play.
You're right, Kevin. You've always been able to see that with Rubio's game. Great at making quick reads, seeing passes before they develop. I mean, he can see who's open and who's going to be open before he even catches a pass.
And you can't help but notice that Ricky Rubio has grown as a player.
Well, he talked a little bit about losing his mom recently, and he was very close to her, and he said it changed his priorities and perspective on life, and that balance has translated to more effectiveness on the court.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Pass to Gobert. Mitchell kicks to Favors. On the wing, Ingles. Antetokounmpo defending. Bucks trail by 3. Here's Brogdon, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And Malcolm Brogdon, the son of a lawyer and a college dean, no less. His maturity and thoughtfulness certainly reflect that upbringing.
That free throw good from Brogdon. And with the way Brogdon conducts himself, some teammates call him, Greg, the president.
Yeah, he has an air about him. That he has that leadership quality and has a goal to create an NGO to alleviate poverty and hunger in developing nations. Who knows? Politics might not be out of the question for this young man.
And so he makes both from the line. Well, we're about halfway through the season outdoors. It's no longer new. The playoffs are still a ways away. Seems like a time when players can start to lose focus.
No doubt, Kevin. You have that sense that maybe the All-Star break is coming or going, and you still have that fight you've got to get through, the February, March doldrums. But this is why coaches always talk about, let's play in the moment. Let's not worry about the results, what you can do every day, each moment. When you can do those kinds of things and just lock in on small tasks, then you've got a team that can contend.
Good coaches always seem to steer their teams in the right direction at this time of the year.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Ingles against Antetokounmpo. Burks kicks to Gobert. Jazz passing it around. Burks the pass to Ingles. Shoots over Brogdon, and it's good off the back rim and in.
This is where Joe Ingles is gifted at realizing when he should go up with it. Really good timing on that shot.
Outside Aldridge. Over Favors. Aldridge finds Antetokounmpo. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. Many had wondered if the Jazz would rebuild after they lost Hayward. Turns out they just, Doris, reloaded.
They'll give the Jazz organization from the top down a ton of credit, because after losing Gordon Hayward, they didn't mope or feel sorry for themselves. They got a bona fide star in Donovan Mitchell in the draft. And this is a team that's got talent in the post-Hayward era, and they are going to be a factor.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. So here's Burks, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Kicks it to Gobert. He dishes it to Rubio. Lets a floater go. Here's Favors. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
I'll tell you, that's about focus on the interior, because Favors is a super talent, and he'll find a way to score inside.
Here's Aldridge. And that'll be two free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Bucks shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
First free throw is good, and Utah making a change here. Crowder's checked in. Both free throws good from Aldridge.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Now, here's Rubio. He's covered closely. Oh, the lob to Gobert. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
How quickly does Rudy Gobert move off the screen? His mobility makes him a tough cover in the pick and roll.
Bucks trail by 3. Antetokounmpo kicks to Aldridge. And the pass to Brogdon. Knocks it loose. Pass to Dellavedova. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Gobert, the pass to Rubio. Back to Gobert. Crowder dishes to Gobert. Brogdon against Burks. Shoots over Brogdon. Burks can't get it to go. So for the Jazz, their last game, a win against the Pistons in Detroit. Antetokounmpo kicks to Brogdon. Burks pulls it in.
Not the kind of strong finish it should have been. Something threw him off.
Rubio outside. Pass to Ingles. Shot clock at 6. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Utah the rebound. Outside Crowder. He kicks it to Burks. Rubio left side.
Well, obviously, Rudy Gobert sets himself apart on the defensive end. I once had a coach tell me, Rudy Gobert is a defense unto himself. The shot blocking, the shot altering, and one of the best rebounders in the game.
Utah shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
That's so much that Rubio gives you. The last thing that has to come to me is the range shooting.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Lopez. Ilyasova comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Rudy Gay's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Brogdon. Utah also making some changes. Udo's checked in for Rudy Gobert. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Joe Ingles.
I'll tell you, he's coming through for them at the free throw line today. His form has been perfect.
Ilyasova with the ball. Now guarded by Crowder. Here's Connaughton. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And Doris with Gobert in his defense. It goes beyond the shot block.
Oh, my goodness, Kevin, way beyond the shot blocking. That reach bothers enough shots that even when he doesn't block it, he's a problem.
The Bucks have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8. First free throw is good. Of course, when you look at point guards now, lots of combo skills, but there aren't as many guys with the pass-first mindset maybe that we've seen in the past.
Right, and it's a great point, Kevin, because increasingly you've got to be able to have guys at all 5 positions who are willing to score, or it certainly enhances your ability to win. If you are a pass-first mindset and really put scoring at a secondary level of importance, you've got to do it at such a high level. And I'm talking about guys like Rajon Rondo, Ricky Rubio, Lonzo Ball. All are men who have such a high degree of passing acumen that they can take a step back scoring-wise and still affect winning.
Great examples. Now here is Sefolosha. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Drills it from outside.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
And it's Dellavedova with the ball. He brings it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. 6-point game. Gay outside. Dellavedova with the ball. Coming off a stellar performance against Toronto. Here's Connaughton, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Alec Burks.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Bucks have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. And he knocks down the first one. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Now, here's Exum. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Gay against Cephalosha. Back to Burks. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Dellavedova finds Ilyasova. Back to Dellavedova. Shoots over Exum. And he overshot that one, missing.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Burks, the pass to Crowder. Now Cephalosha, defended by Ilyasova. Jazz passing it around. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Burks. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
You know, I like how he's getting involved in the offense. He's picking his spots and making his shot attempts count.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's guarded closely. Passes it to Henson. To the left wing. Here's Connaughton. No good with the triple. Jazz leading by 8. Here's Cephalosha. Exum kicks to Cephalosha. The pass to Udo. Pass to Exum. The 3. And Utah another 3.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
Bounce pass, Gay. Here's Connaughton. Kicks to Dellavedova. From deep three-point range, Jay Crowder pulls it in. Utah's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Exum passes to Udo. Feeds to Cephalosha. Pass to Exum. Floats one, and the layup is good. Exum's got his second bucket tonight.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Dellavedova kicks to Ilyasova. Will it go? No good from Connaughton.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Passes it to Udo. And here's Crowder, defended by Henson. The pass to Burks. Shoots from 12. And again, it's Utah.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And here is Dellavedova. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Pass to Gay. Over Cephalosha. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Gay's got his first bucket in this one. And so it's Utah. looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We've got more in store for you right after this. And pronouncing Giannis Antetokounmpo's name correctly has been a challenge for many, something he discussed before today's game.
The worst I've ever heard was my rookie year. A guy called me Antetokounmpo, and Kunupi in Greek means mosquitoes. So he basically said anti-mosquito.
And the mosquito, definitely not a good comparison for Giannis.
Yeah, more like a condor. But that last name certainly has a lot of people looking for nicknames.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for the Jazz, this has been the game they've wanted to have.
In that opening quarter, I don't know that you could ask for much more.
They've been simply outstanding, Greg, and let's see if they can build off this early lead.
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. Exum and Mitchell, the guard tandem. Jay Crowder out there with Udo, and it's Cephalosha in at the 3 spot. Ilyasova dishes to Gay, pass to Connaughton. Back to Gay. Shoots over Exum. That's tipped.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Maybe not that time, but he'll hit more than his share if he's left open.
Connaughton passes to Ilyasova. Jay Crowder with the rebound. Crowder's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. You know, Doris, many thought Jay Crowder might end up to be the steal of the Irving Thomas trade, but he had a rough start in Cleveland, as you saw.
Well, sometimes, Kevin, the fit isn't just right, but it's amazing he goes to Utah, and all of the toughness and the defensive abilities are exactly what the Jazz are looking for. So sometimes it's just about fit.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Sacre bleu! Thank you, G.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Here's Connaughton, following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. And that one's good from Connaughton. And so it's Exum with it. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Back to Udo. Dishes it to Cephalosha. Crowder kicks to Mitchell. Fires from deep. Rebound, Milwaukee. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Bounce pass, Gay. The feed to Ilyasova. Pass to Connaughton. Here's the 3. The 3-pointer is right on target. Connaughton's got 9.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Mitchell outside. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. He's got 9.
I think you could see early on that he was really with a rhythm and flow tonight, and now he's really starting to take off.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. With the analysis, the defensive impact becoming more advanced, Doris, do you think that helps defenders gain recognition even when they're not putting up numbers in individual statistical categories?
Well, think about a recent winner of the Defensive Player of the Year, and that's Draymond Green. whose value becomes into sharp focus, particularly in the fourth quarter of games. When it becomes a possession ball game and Draymond Green is flying around the floor in help defensive position, covering up for teammates' mistakes, I absolutely think, Kevin, increasingly because of the advanced metrics, that players can be defined outside of points and rebounds. So I love the impact of the numbers.
Mind the lanes. And the Jazz making a change here. Ingles is checked in.
To me, guys, Donovan Mitchell gives evidence and credence to the notion that drafting players is more art than science. Think about it. This guy taken 13th, not much was expected, but all of last year he was neck and neck in the heat of the Rookie of the Year talk.
Now here's Aldridge. Over Gobert. Aldridge's shot is good.
His mid-range game is what sets Aldridge apart from the other bigs in our league. He's about as accurate a shooter as you'll find among players with his size.
Brogdon against Mitchell. Here's Favors. That shot no good. And Milwaukee will come the other way. And with Mitchell being slept on, motivated him into Doris a great rookie season.
Well, Jimmy Butler said Mitchell plays with a chip on his shoulder, and I'll tell you, he does seem to have that me against the world approach. And whatever his motivation, Kevin, it's working.
The three. Rebound, Milwaukee. This is their first chance to take a look at the Jazz this season.
Yeah, it should be an interesting matchup tonight. These two teams will only face off twice all season.
Well, so you want to make these opportunities count, right? Since they don't see each other often, it's going to be an intriguing battle.
Yeah, that's one of his specialties, just squaring up from medium range.
You know, Greg, what a luxury to have a guy with size who can make that shot.
Now, here's Rubio. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Pistons in Detroit.
His passing definitely came into play as well, Kev. He was very unselfish, really kept the ball moving.
Down low, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Here's Rubio. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul. Lopez, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz.
Well, I think one of the things that strikes you about Quinn Snyder is whatever is at his disposal in terms of players, he makes great use of it. He loses Gordon Hayward, dealt with a ton of injuries, and yet the Jazz are always competitive.
Now let's take a look at the list of players who have been absolutely lighting it up. These are the NBA scoring leaders over the last 10 games. Number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
Now, here's Rubio. The pass to Ingles. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 3 assists tonight. They get a hand on it. He had stolen by Ingles. And now Utah, fast break. And the basket by Rubio. Rubio's got 6.
I'll tell you, Joe Ingles is proving that as a passer, he is a special player.
Snell kicks to Aldridge. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Aldridge trying to break free. Antetokounmpo, no good. Jazz leading by 19 points. Mitchell's shot is good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Antetokounmpo against Favors. Aldridge finds Lopez. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
At the elbow, it's Gobert. The Jazz working the ball around now. Mitchell in the corner. 5 to shoot. Yep, it counts. 17 points in the game.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Snell dishes to Aldridge. Back to Snell. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Pass to Brogdon. And the rejection by Favors.
Derek Favors using that long frame to send that back twice on the pipes, Kevin.
And for so long, it seems Derek Favors had played in a crowded front court, but still can get the job done.
And Favors has shown his versatility and impact in spot minutes his whole career. Every team can use a player like Favors. He just eats up space inside and can play that tough D. Offensively, I think he'd like to get back to where he was around 2015, and hopefully he'll find the chances to do so.
2 shots.
The first one falls. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Tony Snell. And Utah with a change here, too. Burks has checked in. And so Ricky Rubio nails both of them.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
In the corner, it's Aldridge. The 19-footer is on the money. Aldridge has got 8.
And how about the splendid floor vision from Antetokounmpo? A good decision maker, improves his passing each and every year.
Now, here's Burks. 6 points for him. The drive by Rubio. Here's Gobert. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
The gigantic frame of Rudy Gobert is a problem for the defense. Very hard to contest this guy without fouling.
Well, Rudy Gobert has taken on more of a leadership role with this team. Clearly a difference maker on the court with his defense, and will get the team to fall in line. Hard to argue with one of the elite rim protectors in our league.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And with Gobert, he does so much as a defender with his impact, Greg, in the paint.
Yeah, and Gobert does so much in terms of cleaning up his teammates' mistakes while they're defending out there on the perimeter. It allows his teammates to be more aggressive on D, knowing he's going to be that last line of defense. And Gobert won't let them get too comfortable, as he is one of the more vocal players in terms of shaping their D.
And he's good on the second.
Seems to me that Rudy Gobert could be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate every season. But on the offensive end, guys, he's really starting to grow.
Now, here's Aldridge. He's got 8. The dish to Lopez. An easy 2 points on the layup. Lopez has got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, I love watching Brook Lopez go to work. Superb at playing to his strengths down on the box.
Feeds to Burks, and he jams it with authority.
Timeout. Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Timeout called, the Bucks.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
And now a look at Rudy Gobert here. He showed up every night, and some noteworthy performances over the last month. 10th in rebounding, and of course rim protection, always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. And now with the fast break, Rubio with the ball, and Derek Favors with the slam.
Wow, able to survey over the top of defenses as well as squeeze into tight quarters. Rubio is the consummate playmaker.
Now here is Dellavedova. He kicks to Aldridge. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
Left side, Antetokounmpo. That one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 13.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Here's Ingles. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. 6 to shoot. Ingles kicks to Burks. From deep three-point range, but they'll get another chance. Gobert uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 9.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Pass to Aldridge. He feeds it to Antetokounmpo. It's stolen by Ingles. And now Utah, fast break. Rubio's got the ball. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Burks has got 5 points in the quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Aldridge, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Back to Aldridge. 6 on the shot clock. Dellavedova from outside. The shot that time not on target.
Well, you're trying to answer the three, but you force up a shot that he would have been better off passing up.
Passes it to Burks. He dishes it to Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. And a slam dunk by Favors.
If Derek Favors gets deep post position, it's over. He's going to leave no doubt on the flush.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Looking to end the run. A nice shot there by Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 15 points.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
Rubio taking his time here. Good.
I'll tell you what makes Rubio really tough on the drive. He's practically ambidextrous.
Knocked away. It's stolen by Ingles. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Utah Jazz. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defensive effort you were hoping for thus far.
Yeah, no, our defense isn't where it needs to be. I think they're getting open looks. We're overshifting, and then we're not committing to shooters. Just not a very good defensive effort so far.
Mike, thanks very much for your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal is here. Say hello to the people, Shaq.
Hola.
Kenny's here.
Ni hao.
And we're analyzing the first half of action. Donovan Mitchell was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 17 points and 1 steal. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their bench has provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
Well, one reason they're getting roasted, a.k.a. blown out, poor rebounding. Way too many one-and-done possessions. I don't want to see guys dribble between their legs and shoot. Not enough fundamentals. Hey, box out 101. Maintain position 101. Learn how to play basketball 101. Things like that, Ernie.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Welcome back to the Great Lakes. We're back on the shores of Lake Michigan here in Milwaukee, in the buildings in the background at Sunset in Wisconsin. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
And it's mattered not, Greg, whether he's been spotting up or creating for himself. He was unstoppable, and you hope it carries over to the second half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We've got LaMarcus Aldridge, Malcolm Brogdon out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then it's Brook Lopez, and it's Antetokounmpo in at the 3. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. It's three-pointers off the mark. The Bucks shooting at 48% from the floor, looking good. And there's the pass to Brogdon. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists in the game. And Rubio kicks to Favors. Brogdon against Mitchell. Back to Favors. Pass to Gobert. Shot clock at 6. Rubio finds Favors. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Favors has got 10 points in the game.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Pass to Brogdon. From about 16, and that one hits back iron. And so Gobert will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you.
They've got to start working for better shots. Just 1 for 4 in the second half so far.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Basket counts. 17 points in the game.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Back to Gobert. Rubio outside. Kicks it to Gobert. Lobs it up for Favors. And he lays in the alley-oop.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. Now here is Dellavedova, covered by Rubio. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Jay Crowder's checked in for Joe Ingles. Utah's gone 6 of 12 from outside, a very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. The drive by Mitchell. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Bucks with some changes. Henson comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Brogdon. And Utah with a change here too. Exum's checked in. Now off the inbound.
Stop it! Well, why did Donovan Mitchell win the dunk contest? Case in point right there.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. Doris, you know, you watch the athleticism that Mitchell has, and it's a surprise he didn't go any higher in the draft.
Well, this is a guy who had so many highlight reel dunks in his young career, proven scorer over the course of the 82-game season. But listen, Mitchell wasn't a scorer at Louisville, so it's not surprising what happened in the draft.
Now here is Aldridge. 10 points for him. And the turnover again by Milwaukee.
Well, he's obviously anticipating different movement there, and instead of an easy connection, the pass sails straight into the front row.
Outside Favors. Mitchell kicks to Favors. Dishes to Exum. Just 5 to shoot. Sweet little floater. Exum's got 7 points.
Well, Dante Exum figuring it out in the pick and roll. He knows how to shoot off a screen.
Dellavedova, the pass to Aldridge. Bucks passing it around. No coverage that time.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
Jazz have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Exum kicks to Mitchell. Back to Exum. Here's the floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Exum's got 4 points in the quarter.
Enjoy watching Dante Exum shred the defense. Spectacular with the handle.
Aldridge against Favors. Aldridge finds Dellavedova. Here's Connaughton. Passes it to Antetokounmpo. No good that time. Good work defensively by Crowder.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's Dellavedova following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. And Antetokounmpo. The quick look, no good that time. And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Crowder kicks to Mitchell. And the pass to Exum. The dish now to Gobert. Back to Exum. Poked away. Now Dellavedova. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Here's Connaughton. Defended by Crowder. No good from Connaughton. And so it's Exum with it. They'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. To the paint. Favors passes to Exum. Clock at 6. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Bucks making a change here. Ilyasova's checked in. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Utah. So it's the Jazz now. Crowder finds Sefolosha. Mitchell in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. For 3. New 24 for Utah. And Henson sends it back. And he gets it back. Sefolosha against Ilyasova. Over Ilyasova. Sefolosha's shot is good. Sefolosha's got 7.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Here's Connaughton, covered by Mitchell. Connaughton kicks to Dellavedova. To the inside. Here's Antetokounmpo, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. And that's now 19 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Exum passes to Crowder. Mitchell outside. Back to Sefolosha. That's tipped. Here's Connaughton. He's got 9. He kicks it to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Ilyasova. To the paint. Here's Henson. He can't hit that time. Gobert with the defensive effort. Puts up a 3. Sefolosha misses. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Stolen by Mitchell. And now Utah, fast break. Launches the 3. Rebound, Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo's got 5 rebounds tonight. Kicks it to Dellavedova. Back to Antetokounmpo. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. And some changes here for the Bucks. Rudy Gay's checked in for John Henson. And Tony Snell subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Utah also making some changes. Udo comes in for Gobert. And it's Burks in for Dante Exum. Mitchell with it. He's got 21. Passes to Udo. Burks finds Cephalosha. Got a piece of it and stolen by Gay. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Here's Connaughton, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell. Some reports claim, Doris, that basketball is the fastest growing team sport. Do you think it has a chance to overtake football as the most popular sport in the U.S.?
Well, listen, anybody who is covering and carrying the games of the NBA is thrilled right now. The ratings for the NBA are off the charts. It increases in popularity every year. But let's remember the foundational sport in the United States of America is football. And the ratings for football, the NFL in particular, still dwarf the NBA. But the reality is there are challenges that the NFL faces. What those challenges have on the long-term business success in terms of, the concussions and the long-term implications, we don't yet know, Kevin. And if we could all fast forward 10 to 15 years into the future, it'll be fascinating to look back and say, wow, this was a seminal moment for both sports.
Great perspective. So he gets them both. Here's Mitchell. Hard to imagine, but the stats are tremendous as he averages close to 27 points a game. Burks dishes to Cephalosha. Back to Burks, trying to get something going. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got 6 rebounds now in the game. It's rebounded by Udo.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Bucks. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
That's his 4th personal foul. At the line for your Bucks, Pat Connaughton. Taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Ricky Rubio checked in for Utah. That one misses. Thabo Cephalosha up there in age, Doris, now, but still very much a nuisance on defense.
You're right, Kevin. He's got those long arms to bother shots. He doesn't fall for a lot of fakes. Sticks with his man through screens. This guy's versatile enough to guard 2s and 3s. Plenty to like with Thabo.
Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for Pat Connaughton. Gay against Cephalosha. On the wing, Mitchell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They need this one. Hits it from 3-point range. Mitchell's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, the defense so concerned about the dribble drive ability of Donovan Mitchell, but boy, you better contest as well.
Here's Antetokounmpo. It's not going to go for him. So Utah will take it the other way.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now, here's Brogdon, following the miss by Donovan Mitchell. Over Rubio. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Utah has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And the pass to Udo. Burks kicks to Rubio. Nice ball movement by Utah. Udo, the pass to Mitchell. Rubio in the corner. Shoots over Brogdon, and that's collected by Gay.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Brogdon finds Gay. There's the lob at Antetokounmpo.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. Burks, the pass to Mitchell. Gay comes over with a double team. Here's Udo. Banked in off the glass. Udo's got his first points of the night. For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Antetokounmpo kicks to Brogdon. Pass to Ilyasova. No good on the three.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Pass to Mitchell. Now, here's Burks. On the wing, Mitchell. Clock at 6. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
We know this about Donovan Mitchell. This guy shows no fear, even inside. Draws the foul there.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here. And that one misses.
Boy, this is as exciting a combo guard as there is in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell's craftiness, his assertiveness, all of those things make this guy special.
The Bucks making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. He hits the second from the line. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Bucks. Five on the clock. And they double up Antetokounmpo. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Utah Jazz. He's at the quarter-century mark, 25 points for him in this game, as they have looked to him over and over to make things happen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Let's listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team in the huddle.
Just keep running. Keep getting stuff. The offense will come. See if we can move it a little bit more against the Reds and then drive it, move it, catch it, shoot it.
Clearly he wants his guys, Greg, to work harder on offense.
And I love what Coach Budenholzer said. Just keep gutting through it, and eventually something positive will happen.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Taking a look at the Jazz, we've got Allen. O'Neal is out there with Cephalosha. Then there's Udo, and it's Neto in at the point. When it comes to building confidence, Doris, some people say playing one-on-ones in practice is a huge help. Is that something that you did when you were playing at Providence?
Kevin, I believe this could be the single greatest development tool for any individual player. If you start at the free throw line and play one-on-one against a player who's maybe slightly above your level or certainly at your level, and you limit that one-on-one from the free throw line to 2 dribbles or less, your skill set, I promise you, is going to develop. The other thing I would encourage young players to do is play 3-on-3, because it forces you to move and to cut and to screen and how to do those things properly if you're going to be effective. I love 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. It always helps you when you go back to the 5-on-5.
That's such great advice. Here's O'Neal, following the bucket by the Bucks. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. To the middle. Here's Wilson. O'Neal with the rebound. Utah's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Neto kicks to Udo. Passes it to O'Neal. Nice ball movement by Utah. Allen outside. From outside the arc, hits the three-point bomb.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Right. If you want to get back in the game, you simply can't afford to let long-range shooters get comfortable.
Neto with the bucket.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
You know, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now.
And the Bucks with possession here after the basket by Utah. The shot by Wilson, no good. Neto surveying the floor. Cephalosha kicks to O'Neal. Wilson against Cephalosha. Poked away and stolen by Gay. There's the pass to Snell. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Gay outside. Shoots from the high post. Here's Lopez. Rebound, Utah. Udo's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's O'Neal. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Wilson against Allen. Lopez inside. And the layup's good off the glass.
Great work from Lopez. Extends out, past the defense. Great awareness.
And it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Allen passes to O'Neal. Doris, what is your solution to the controversy surrounding one and dones?
Kevin, I believe the one and dones will be a thing of the past, and I think it will happen shortly. And the reason that can now become a viable option is the G League holds the key. You can now allow players to enter into the minor league straight out of high school. If they raise the salary of those G League players, then it helps across the board.
John Henson's checked in for Milwaukee. Pat Connaughton comes in for Rudy Gay. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Now, here's Exum. Udo dishes to Gobert. Allen outside. 6 on the shot clock. Takes a 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Here's Snell, Connaughton, and Allen with the block. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. And so it's Milwaukee now. He kicks it to Exum. Allen outside. Back to Gobert. Pass to Exum. Now O'Neal. Off target from three-point range. Here's Connaughton. Doris, when you view international basketball, 13 and 14-year-olds playing in academies, some players turning pro overseas at 16, would something like that work in this country?
You know what, Kevin? I'm not necessarily for something like this. What I do believe is the NBA could become more involved across the board, and we should have more uniformity in basketball in general. And I think one of the ways to do that is to make sure we set up some sort of basketball committee across the different levels of basketball, starting with youth, going to high school, into college, then the semi-professional sort of basketball leagues out there, or the formative leagues like the G League, and then the NBA. I think we just need to look at the game in its totality and create some measure of uniformity. But frankly, I don't love the idea of 13 and 14-year-olds leaving their home to go to, quote, sport academies.
Exum hits them both.
I think Dante Exum has got to concentrate on becoming a better shooter. He's got a ton of raw talent, and the upside is tremendous, Kevin.
Kicks it to Henson. Dishes it to Snell. Shot clock at 5. Henson against Gobert. And again, the Bucks miss. And here's Utah. They're on a 14-4 run right now. And Gobert throws it down. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 13 rebounds.
Well, the defense, no time to react on the Rudy Gobert throwdown.
Pass to Henson. Here's Snell, defended by Gobert. DiVincenzo misses the three. Utah's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. A shot by Udo, no good. Milwaukee's gone 0 of 3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Basket, good. Doris, you think of all the highlight reel plays we get to see up close. We're so lucky. We feel the same way every time we sit courtside and watch one of these games. One of the most enjoyable parts about it, seeing the reactions of the guys on the bench.
They're just losing it, Kevin. They're falling down or they're bumping into each other, and then seeing the opposing bench trying to keep that poker face. They know they're not supposed to react, but sometimes the play is just so good you can't help it.
And we get out of our seats, don't we? I mean, just like the players do. We get out of our seats.
Oh, no doubt. I'll stand up, wave my hands in the air. Are you kidding?
And finished off by Exum.
How about the leaping ability of Dante Exum? Terrific instincts on that one.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
There's the dish to Snell. Launches it. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Well, a lack of effort defensively, and he gets a very good look from deep.
Exum kicks to Udo. Allen outside. He dishes it to O'Neal. Tipped away. One-on-one here. Here's Snell. The shot, no good. O'Neal with the defensive effort. Now, here's Exum. He's guarded closely. Gobert finds Allen. And here's Exum. Shot clock at 5. Rebounded by Snell. Milwaukee has gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. To the middle. We know James Harden joined Durant and Westbrook in winning league MVP honors, Doris. Had those three stayed together in Oklahoma City, is there any doubt in your mind that they would have won at least one NBA championship?
Well, you think back to the time they were together, and they did go to an NBA Finals and ended up being eliminated by LeBron James and the Miami Heat. So obviously, you like the opportunity they would have had to go to more. And let's give a little credit to the great GM of the Oklahoma City franchise, Sam Presti, who is responsible for the drafting of 3 MVP candidates. That in and of itself is quite remarkable. But you know this, Kevin. Success and failure, there is such a fine line. And there's a tenuous nature to things. An injury at the wrong time. So many times this trio was tripped up by an untimely situation. So, I mean, if they stay together, yes, you like their chances, but this is why history states otherwise.
Jay Crowder's checked in for Utah. Alec Burks comes in for Royce O'Neal. Exum kicks to Allen. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
And here is Dellavedova. Passes it to Snell. Here's Henson. Goes back up. It's rebounded by Udo. Udo's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Exum deciding where to go with it. Doors with a more punitive luxury tax. Draft picks with their cost-controlled salaries never more important than they are today.
No doubt, Kevin. I think teams are very hesitant to part with first-round picks because they have been critical. But I think you also have to consider the second-round picks as being valuable assets. Think about the Golden State Warriors. In each of the last 2 years, they have purchased for money a second-round pick from another organization. And both times, those players ended up being critical parts of the rotation. Every draft pick, first or second round, has value.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Jazz.
Tonight, they seem committed to the three-point shot.
That was the bread and butter. Fortunately, they made enough of those, but sometimes it was quantity over quality.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Donovan Mitchell.
Well, guys, this guy has been a handful all night long. His scoring really propelled them. And no matter what the matchup was or what the scheme they tried to use, they could not keep this guy in check.
Now here is Dellavedova, following the shot by Alec Burks. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The kick out to Ilyasova. Shot clock at 5. To stop the drought. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
Allen surveying the D. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Rudy, another strong performance for you guys. How good is this team playing right now?
We're playing great, it's all about our defense. When we play defense, when we focus, we communicate, and after we get easy stuff on the offensive end.
Rudy, a great win. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.